I like to say that a man is the closest thing to God. No matter what's going on, we have to rise consistently every day, and we have to provide consistently every day. We have to serve consistently every day.
He has to have a code. He has to have certain things he's going to say and do, and he means it. You know, when I was coming up, if a man said something, that was his word was bond.
For some guys, they're invisible to women. In order for them to stop complaining, they just really have to step up their game, meaning they have to step up their strategy. They have to become a more attractive guy. So the reason why so many guys are sexless is because they don't have any game.
Weak men need to be purged. And what I mean by that is that there was a time where only the strongest men had valuable things.
Anybody that's been out here in the last 10 years, it's easier to get sex than it is to make $100. Basically put yourself in a position and they throwing it to you. So I think, again, weak men have risen up and they have a voice and they spew their shit onto other weak men and they fall for it. And it's this whole victimhood thing.
I say, okay, put your arm out. They put their arm out. I say, grab your arm. You can grab your arm.
When I think of a man in my head, he takes responsibility with a purpose. And this responsibility gives him struggle, and through that struggle, he gets strength, and through that strength, he creates structure.
Smack your arm. You can smack your arm. Pinch your arm. Okay, you're real. Go fucking knock on Fear's door and grab his arm.
Whatever he wants out of life, whatever he desires out of life, whatever steps he wants to take to secure what he requires, I think he should be true to that first and foremost.
Say what you mean and mean what you say.
See, the emotional male will always use emotions to make excuses for the fact he ain't shit.
You gotta be ready to go the distance behind what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be willing to die about some shit.
Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Topsoil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity, specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the link below and get your tickets to the Game Kings 2, The Definition of a Man documentary screening that's going to be held in Miami on October 26th, 2024. You'll be the first to watch the documentary, and then after the documentary, you'll be able to participate in a question and answer session with the Game Kings live. Space is limited, so click the link below and get your tickets now. Yo, what's poppin'? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the motherfucking dating game. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. And we already fuck it up when we just started. O'Milly said, man, who else is tired of learning about women? Seriously? O'Milly, come on. Where on this channel am I having you learn about women? Guys, remember, the game is not about women. You understand? This is why I have to do shows like this, because you have people who still don't get it and still don't understand this game, which is why I got to do shows like this. Because today we're talking about, there's a guy named Adam Lane Smith, who's a psychologist who talks about attachment theory and, attachment styles and all that. And he had a video, and we're going to show the video where he talks about, different things when it comes to dating. And one of the things that caught my ear is he said, you should be exclusive with a woman after like the third date. You should just know. You feel what I'm saying? You should just know. You should just know. You feel what I'm saying? But we gonna get into that in a little bit. But before we get into that, guys, remember, today is the last day, the last motherfucking day to get on the Masculine Identity membership. The last day to get on it for $1. It's not the last day to get on the Masculine Identity. It's the last day to get on it for the $1 sale. Okay, let's make that clear. So it is the last day to get on the membership, the Masculine Identity membership, for the $1 sale. Go do that shit now. Do it! You understand what I'm saying? Just do it! It is the last day. So that means if you join today, you will join for $1, right? And what will happen is that you will be on the Masculine Identity membership for 30 days for just $1. So understand that today is the last day, and it's going up until 11:59 p.m. I think Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys, get up on that and make that happen. So make sure you guys get up on there. Today is the final day, the last day that you guys can get the $1 sale. You feel what I'm saying? And also make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com so that you can join the Bad Boy membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Do it! Make sure you guys go get that. Just do it! And remember, right now on the Bad Boy membership, right, we have the program. Let me show you guys the program we got on here called 10 Rules for Giving Women Your Time and Attention. Make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com to get this program. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. So, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. We about to jump into this because we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about, people. All right, so I ran across this video, and this dude, his name is Adam Lane Smith, and I've seen a few of his stuff on TikTok. I think it was I've scrolled past it, and I saw some of his stuff, and then I watched some more of his videos, so I'm familiar with his stuff, some of his things. And he was being interviewed by this dude named Chris Williamson, I think his name is. Chris Williamson, on his show. So I'm going to pull up the video. But before I get into the video, what I want to say is this, is what happens is that you guys have to understand that when a lot of these guys talk about dating, relationships, and all these other things, most of these dudes are talking about it from the perspective and the angle, right, of being a guy who sort of, goes in a woman's direction. And what that means is that they sort of, have relationships that are either based on the woman's terms, or they have relationships, where they do this kind of like, we're both equal type of shit. You understand? Like they're the type of guys that call their women partner. You know what I'm saying? They'll say my partner. You understand? This and that. Right? So it's those type of people. It's the happy wife, happy life crowd. You understand? It's the crowd that kind of, says, man, my wife's upset. I'm in the doghouse. You understand that type of shit? It's the crowd that kind of the guy, he sleeps on the couch type of motherfucker. You understand? And I'm not saying that this guy that we're talking about is that guy. I'm just saying that that's the type of energy, the type of vibe when we talk about certain things, in this type of context that I'm going to show you in this video. You feel what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Just understand that we're going to break a lot of this down when we get to it. So let's bring up this video real quick. Let me bring up this video really quick and let's get this going. Let's get this going right here. All right, let me bring up the joints this way. Hold on. Let me get this like this. Let me blow this up like this real quick. And then let me do this where I take this off. Boom. And we will have it with this background. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. So this video is called 8 Huge Mistakes Guys Make on the First 3 Dates. Now, I tell you guys, listen, you don't need to be going on 3 fucking dates and doing all this other extra shit. I tell you guys, sex should happen by at least the second meeting. You feel what I'm saying? But we're gonna look at what Adam Lane Smith is saying, and we're gonna talk about these things. All right, let's continue.
You put out a list of the dumbest mistakes that guys make on the first 3 dates, and I want to go through these. The first one was they're way too shy and stick to surface level talk.
Mm-hmm. So many guys are trying to give the woman a fun experience, and that's not what women who are looking for commitment are looking for.
All right, hold on. Let me stop right there. Now, so he's saying, this is not what women who are looking for commitment are looking for, right? Now, again, when he's talking to the audience, he's talking to guys, right, who they're in this thought process of really wanting a committed relationship. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting a committed relationship at all. Don't get me wrong. If you want a committed relationship, that's awesome, right? Now, what you have to understand is that there are a lot of people who want committed relationships either because they've never had one, so that's why they thirst for a committed relationship. They see other people in relationships and they're like, man, I wonder how that would be. That would be awesome, right? Or you have people who maybe been in like one committed relationship for a few months, it ended, and they don't really have that much experience with it. So you have a lot of people who don't really have experiences being in committed relationships. And the reason why they want to be in a committed relationship is because they have sort of like a fantasy or a thought of what it would be like to be in one. You see what I'm saying? It's not necessarily that they want one because they desire to, have consistency with someone and have a companion and all that other stuff, right? It's more so, well, I see other people in committed relationships. I see movies and TV shows where people are getting together, and I see romantic comedies, and I want that type of energy in my life, right? Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. The problem is, though, is that a lot of people have more of the fantasy of wanting the committed relationship versus the reality of what it means to actually have a long-term committed relationship. You see what I'm saying? So when he's talking right now, what it sounds like is that he's talking to guys, who are wanting a long-term committed relationship and trying to tell them, hey, this is what women want. So you need to understand what women want so you can present that so they will want that committed relationship with you. You see what I'm saying? But see here, when I teach you guys game, I'm teaching you guys, right, to not worry about what the woman wants, but focus on what you want and find the women who are going to follow what you want. Because guess what? The women who follow what you want, right? They want what you want. So why would you care about what a woman wants if the woman you should be with is the woman who wants what you want? You see what I'm saying? So if I want A, B, and C, I'm not worrying about what women want. All that is going to happen is that the woman who also wants A, B, and C is going to cooperate with me. You get it? But let's continue.
They're tired of the fun. They are tired of just having endless people dancing for them. That's not really what they want. They want substance, but they're afraid to tell you they want substance. Give her your life mission. Give her your purpose. Show her who you are and where you are going, and invite her along on that journey. That is what attracts women.
And you know what's funny? When he says that, it's not necessarily a wrong thing. The only thing, though, is what he's going to say in these situations when it comes to you actually interacting with women. It's not just about, telling a woman your goals and, and the things you like to do. What happens is that when it comes to you having a very, successful longer term relationship, right? There has to be sexual chemistry in the situation. And there also has to be where you and that woman are compatible non-sexually. So it has to be sexual compatibility and non-sexual compatibility, right? So what he's talking about at this point could be in the category of non-sexual compatibility, where you're talking about yourself, things you like to do, things that are happening. She's feeling it. She tells you some things, y'all are feeling it, but we're still not talking about the sexual compatibility. And the problem is that on a lot of times when guys go on dates and, women too, whatever, when people are going on dates, they sort of disregard the sexual compatibility and say, we'll deal with that later, right? But what differentiates you, right, dealing with a woman you're in a relationship with versus any other woman or any other person in your life is sex. So what happens is that when people disregard the sexual compatibility part or the sexual component, what they're doing is that they're disregarding an important part of the equation. Because this is what happens a lot of times. A lot of times guys get into relationships and long-term situations with women, and the women like the guy because they're attracted to the fact that he's stable and secure, but she may not necessarily be sexually attracted to him. And this is why what happens is you have marriages and shit where women are not fucking their husbands because they don't want to have sex with those guys. They're not sexually attracted to something like that. You understand? This is why you're in situations where the women are, in these relationships disrespecting the guys because she never really looked at him as her first choice. The first choice is the guy she's sexually attracted to and compatible with, and she is non-sexually compatible with that guy. The problem is that it's hard for women to keep that guy. So what they do is they settle for the guy who can give them the security, the reassurance, the consistency, but he may not be sexually attractive to that woman. But let's continue.
But surely you also need to come across as being fun. You can't just do the most boring thing in the world. So how do you balance these two?
If you are talking about what is most deeply passionate to you, how could it possibly not be fun? Yes.
What? Wait, okay, so if you're talking about something that's deeply passionate to you, how can it not be fun? There's a lot of things. Listen, you can say I'm deeply passionate about worms. You understand? And insects. Like, is that a fun conversation? I mean, it could be. You understand? If you're a person who knows how to engage and have an interesting conversation, right? But you being able to have an interesting conversation, right, is not necessarily just about the things you're talking about, but it's about, are you the type of person who knows how to converse in a way that is engaging? You see what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Yes, if you're just rambling on for 6 hours about your stock portfolio or something like that, it's awful. But if you're having an intimate conversation with another human being, explaining that, and then learning her mission, learning her desires, what she's passionate about, it should be fun, but not fun for the sake of fun. It's not masturbatory fun. It is fun for a purpose that drives education about the other person.
What is the easiest way for a guy to broach going beyond surface level talk and into something a bit deeper?
Tell her stories that illuminate what your life goals are, that illuminate what your values and principles are. Don't tell her life stories that try to make her impressed by who you are, or make her feel sorry for you, or make her want to jump on top of you.
So he's saying, tell her stories that, are going to show her who you are, but don't do the stories that's going to make her feel sorry for you. I agree. And, not that's going to want to make her jump on top of you. No, she should want to jump on top of you. See, again, this is what I'm saying, where people are disregarding the sexual component. You understand what I'm saying? They're disregarding. It has to be both. Do we sort of vibe and get along, right? And we can talk about our likes, dislikes, and all that other stuff. And is there sexual chemistry in the situation? You have to have both, but let's continue.
Tell her the life stories that illuminate who you really are as a man and where you are going. And that right there will educate her while also entertaining her.
What's the difference between the two? Or could you give us an example?
Yes, so many men default back to trying to explain what they've purchased recently, or they default back to how amazing they are in some way. They try to tell stories that pitch them as I'm better than my friends, or these are my exes. This is why I left them, because I was better than them, or whatever it may be, that you are trying to elicit a certain feeling in the other person that then makes them act a certain way. Instead, tell the stories that educate them while also entertaining them.
And see, this is the thing. There's nothing wrong with telling stories, right? But the issue is see, he's coming from a place of entertain the woman, right? And you shouldn't really be trying to entertain the woman. The woman should be intrigued by the interaction she's having with you based on the fact that you're an interesting guy. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that if you're in a situation where you're getting into this mindset and he said it, which I agree with, you shouldn't be trying to impress the woman, but at the same time, trying to entertain her is sort of like trying to impress her. You understand? See, what you want to have is you want to have engaging conversation and interaction, right? But you don't want to try to entertain the woman, because you trying to entertain her is like you trying to do this song and dance to get her approval. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to look at the situation as, listen, you are in a situation where you are basically like interacting with this woman, right? To see if she is qualified to fuck with you. But a lot of this information is, hey, this is what women want. Entertain them so they'll pick you. Do you understand what I'm saying? He says his advice will make you act unnatural and inauthentic, so you'll likely lose her anyway. Exactly. Shout out to Y&D. But this is the thing, guys. I'm telling you, like, you guys got to understand this game, because if you don't, you're going to be one of these yes, dear, happy wife, happy life motherfuckers. You say you shouldn't have to bring up sex in order for her to want to have sex is what he's saying. It's your vibe and charisma. No, you don't have to bring up sex. What I'm saying is that you have to build sexual tension, though. You have to. You understand what I'm saying? That has to be in the situation. Why? Because you need to see if there's sexual chemistry. You can't see if there's sexual chemistry if you are not building sexual tension and flirting. You know why? Because when you're in a situation with a woman could actually be on a date with you and not give a shit about you. A woman could be on a date with you and not be sexually attracted to you. A woman could be on a date with you, talking to you, smiling at you and all this other stuff. And she's like, oh, I'm just here for the drinks. I'm just here for the dinner, because a lot of guys take them out to dinner. So you need to know, is this woman sexually attracted to me? Am I sexually attracted to her? Is there sexual interest in the situation? You see what I'm saying? So it's very, very important, because this is why, again, a lot of guys have relationships where they are in sexless marriages, because when they first got with their girl or first met their wife, right? They went on one date, didn't kiss the girl, didn't interact with her in no sexual manner, went on the second date, was being very friendly and platonic, went on the third date, probably tried to have sex with her on the third day, and she was like, oh, but I'm still getting to know you. I want to take it slow. And then let's say maybe the fifth or sixth time he meets her, they have sex. So it took them 6 meetings to have sex. You know why? Because she wasn't that sexually attracted to him. You understand? So what happens is she's like, hey, I want him to be my man. And I know that all the guys that I fuck quickly, these guys run away. These guys leave me because they are in a situation where they're like, hey, I got all these other girls. Well, I'm going to stick with this woman. Right. So she's like, let me let this other guy wait because I see he has other qualities. He has qualities of a good boyfriend and husband, but I'm not really that sexually attracted to him. So I'll sacrifice the sexual attraction and get me some stability. But then you make that woman your wife, and then you're wondering, man, how come we're not having as much sex as before? And how come she doesn't want to have sex with me? You know why? Because when y'all first got together, she never wanted to have sex with you in the first place. But you didn't understand that. Why? Because you thought, well, I don't need to talk about sex. I don't need to care about, if there's sexual chemistry or not. And now you're married to a woman who don't want to fuck you. Horrible. Well, let's continue.
And say, this is a glimpse into who I really am, convenient and inconvenient. Here is who I am, and here is what I'm trying to achieve. Those are the pieces. So you may say, let me tell you a story about my work lately. Let me tell you a story about this place where I volunteer. Let me tell you a
But who cares though? Yeah, so I volunteered at this homeless shelter. I gave some homeless people some pork and beans, and it was very fulfilling to be out there helping the homeless. And I think it's something good that you can do, with what? Like, who cares? You understand what I'm saying? See, it's not the story of what happened. It's how you tell the story. Is it engaging? Is it interesting? Are you interesting? You understand what I'm saying? Well, I told her this story, and that's going to make her what? Let's continue.
Story about my family, and you tell that story to show her who you are.
There will be a lot of women that are listening, so I would like to know whether you think that this is something that guys that you go on dates with do regularly, or whether you would like them to do it more. The second one, they go way too hard with red pill and pickup artist tactics.
So many guys are trying to rush through and establish physical contact and dominance as fast as possible. And what they're trying to do is mimic being in love. They're trying to do something called love bombing. They're trying to make her feel, wow, he's really in love with me. And then it releases the same oxytocin hormone in her that creates a rush and makes her feel overwhelmed.
See, I agree. There should be no love bombing at all. And we don't do that red pill shit over here. But the thing is, he's saying rush into sex, right? See, there should be no rushing into sex. There should be sex is happening because the desire is so strong between you and the woman that it's like y'all want it to happen. You understand? So this is the thing. A woman should want to have sex with you as soon as possible. If she doesn't, I'll say this. If a woman doesn't want to have sex with you as soon as possible, that is a woman that you shouldn't be wanting to fuck with anyway. Right? Now, it's not to say you have to have sex on a first meeting that you see the woman on first date. What it is, though, is that there should be that desire there. You understand? Like, that shit should be there. It should be in the air. It should be in the vibe of the situation. Like, there should be no platonic, very... like little nice dates and all that other goofy shit. But let's continue.
Love bombing, and it is just fake, and it is not what she's actually looking for. Insecure women will fall for it. Secure women will shove you back and through the door because they know what you're trying to do, and it's really uncomfortable for them.
I agree with that. Let's continue.
The only thing you're going to do is farm insecure women, which is why red pill and PUA guys say hit on 100 women a night and one of them will sleep with you. You are trying to find someone who's so insecure she lets you jump through her boundaries and make her feel valid.
You see, I was I was on his side until he said that part. You know, it's funny when people say things that is it's correct, it's true, and then they fuck it up by saying some bullshit. Oh man, I hate when people do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh man, it's crazy. Because basically what it is that in any interaction that you're having where you're trying to source, it's always a numbers game. Always. Right? Your favorite musicians and artists know this. Like any rapper, singer, pop star, it's a numbers game. They're like, hey, I have a record. You understand what I'm saying? I have a record, right? I put out a video for the record. We have the album coming out. The album's coming out this weekend, right? The record and the fucking video gets 100 million views. Out of those 100 million views, this percentage of people are going to buy. It's the numbers game. Same thing in dating. In order for you to find the right person, you have to play the numbers. You understand what I'm saying? It's impossible to not let that, because this is the thing. Could you, let me take that back. Could you find a chick just randomly and it's just like y'all click, it works out, it's amazing? You can, right? But you could also win the lottery. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not likely that you're going to find a woman who you click with, everything is on point and she's consistent and just off the first girl. See, what a lot of these guys, this is the issue with a lot of these guys. What happens is a lot of these guys are ready to be a woman's bitch. You understand what I'm saying? So what that means is that a lot of these guys, they just want a woman really bad. So whatever that woman requires, those guys will be it to get her. You understand what I'm saying? You see what I mean? So that's what happens with a lot of these dudes. They're willing and ready to be a woman's boyfriend and husband. Right? And so what happens is that when they meet women and these guys have no program, no structure. So they're just willing to take any woman who will have them. But in order to get with that woman, they have to acquiesce and go along with her program. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue.
David.
One of the problems that a bunch of friends had about 10 or 15 years ago when the game came out first with Neil Strauss was they became very disenchanted with who they were personally because they created a delta between the person that their evening partner was going to go home with and the person that they really were. And that made them feel bad about themselves. They thought, oh, hang on. So this is how performative I have to be in order to get a girl to go home with me, which then makes them both resent themselves, but even more so resent women because they feel unlovable as who they are, despite the fact that they've never shown who they are to the person that they're talking to, because that person is inherently broken and unlovable. But that positing an ideal version of you or a PUA ideal version of you and feeling the gap between where you are and who that person is made more of the guys that did pick up blackpilled than the guys that didn't go home with girls.
These are the guys who come into my coaching practice with millions of dollars in the bank, and they sleep with 5 different girls every week. And they say, Adam, I have never been more miserable than I am right now.
And see, the reason why that happens, so basically what he's saying is, the host is saying, these guys learn pickup artist shit, and they pretend to be someone they're not. They're able to get these women, and then all of a sudden they feel some type of way at the end of the day because they had to go through this jumping through hoops to get a woman, and they're like, damn, is this what I have to do to get a woman? And then Adam is saying, yeah, these are the guys that I'm coaching, and they have all this money, they're smashing all these women, but then they're miserable, right? So now what happens is that the reason why they're miserable, right, is because 1, they're not being who they are, and 2, they are having sex to try to get love. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of these guys, like I said earlier, most people, right, they're searching for love, but they're really just needy motherfuckers because they're trying to get love through sex, but then they're also trying to get love through a commitment. So it's basically the same thing. So they're like, man, you know, I feel so empty having sex with all these women, you know, because I feel like I should have a girlfriend and a wife and all that other stuff. Guess what? They're going to still feel empty with a girlfriend and wife. You know why? Because what they're doing is they're hopping from one thing to the next thing that they think is going to cure that loneliness, to cure that void that they have in themselves. Right? So them getting into a long-term committed relationship still isn't even the answer. You understand what I'm saying? It's not even an answer. So what most people will do is they'll be like, you see, you're fucking all these girls, and see, the real reason why you're unhappy is because, you know, you're fucking all these girls, and what you really need is one special girl who's gonna love you and who's gonna be there for you, and then that's gonna make everything perfect. It's just like that video we did a live stream a while ago where Dan Bilzerian was like, oh, I feel like I should be monogamous now because I've been with all these women and it's brought me nothing but pain and anguish and whatever the fuck. So he thinks the answer is to be with one woman in a monogamous relationship. That's not the answer. The answer is that you have some fucked up shit going on inside you. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue this thing real quick. Let's go.
These are the guys who come in because they think everything is about being fake. This was like, it goes back to Red Pill. It teaches you to be avoidant on purpose, to never find real love, because real love is impossible.
I agree with that. The Red Pill, what it does is that it creates, it influences guys to be scared of women and to think, you know, it's all doom and gloom and every woman's out to get you and they're all hypergamous and they're, you know what I'm saying? They're going to do all of this crazy shit. But let's continue.
When you learn that that is not true, when you learn that you must be who you are so that you can attract someone who is attracted to you long term, that's the only way to build love. And once you do that, then you start filtering for the right people.
That is true. I agree with that. Let's continue.
Next one. They play games like don't text her for 3 days, bro.
Game playing is just a way of saying, I don't trust you enough to connect with you, so I'm going to push your buttons. I'm going to manage you like a video game, and I'm going to play until I get a win condition or until I get game over, and then I'm out of here.
Yeah, all that PUA shit. Oh, you got to wait 3 days to text her, act like you don't like her, neck her, that's all a bunch of bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? That's shit that guys do who they're trying to put out a certain persona or image so that the woman can see them a certain way because they want the woman to like them. You feel what I'm saying? But let's continue.
And that's what games are. If you're playing games with her and trying to read her mind and trying to figure it out, you've already lost.
We've got the other side of this as well, which is they're way too nice and overly romantic.
Way too nice and overly romantic either comes across as love bombing, like you're being fake, so you're trying to make her feel amazing to forget that she doesn't actually love you yet, so she'll sleep with you. Or it comes across as being eager to please mom because you're trying to please women the way you pleased your mother growing up, and you don't know what women actually want from you. Both are a fairly big turnoff for secure women. The only people who respond to that are avoidant women who are looking for anxious men to snap up and have sex with for a period of time and then dump you and then just reconfirm the red pill beliefs, or women who are really anxious and are ultimately craving that approval from you. And you don't really want to connect with either woman. You want a woman who is secure and stable, who is going to give you a life partnership.
Mark Manson's models says that the number one turnoff for women is neediness. What's your thoughts on that?
Neediness is very different from having needs. Neediness is childhood. Neediness is saying, I can't find solutions. I'm going to lay here crying until someone else solves my problem for me. It is not, like most men say, being a completely immovable stone that never has a weakness, because women don't want that either. They want to see that you have vulnerabilities and challenges that they can help you with, but they all...
So, okay, so let me stop in there. So the thing is this, right? Again, this is why I don't like the term partner and all this other stuff, right? See, the thing is this whole thing of, oh, you know, guys should be vulnerable and you know, tell women how they feel and all that other nonsense, right? See, what happens is that, yes, a woman can help you, but a woman needs to help you through direction in you moving a situation a certain way. So you say, hey, I'm going this way. I need you to do this for me. But those things that you basically ask a woman to help you with should not be under the guise of her helping you with your emotions. A woman should never have to help you with managing your emotion. You understand what I'm saying? Ever. Like, don't go to your girl crying on her shoulder. You shouldn't be going up to her talking about,
I don't know what to do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that shit.
Facebook, help me.
Like, don't be going on there, girl. I just don't know what to do. I just got fired and I'm so worried, and I just don't, I don't know what to do after this. I just really need your help. Shout out to K-Zag said most of these guys have no identity. They've been so heavily influenced by their upbringing and conformity to society. They don't know how to think for themselves. It's a fact. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that what happens is that a lot of these guys, they're looking for women to console them and hold them. You understand? See, a woman can't help you be strong. You understand? All a woman can do is help you realize that you're being weak. I'm saying it again. Don't go try to be vulnerable, confiding in your girl, all this other stuff. A woman can help you be strong. She can only help you realize that you're being weak. That is it. That's it. You see what I'm saying? These dudes, I swear, they be like, man, I just want a partner who's going to be there, who's going to like help me with my feelings. Like, what are we talking about here? Crazy, but let's continue.
Also want to see you rising to the occasion and solving those problems because they want and respect a man who views solutions and approaches them and applies them.
They assume she doesn't want to hear from them again because she wasn't explicitly throwing herself at him.
So many guys who navigate from red pill into regular dating and say, she didn't try to sleep with me. What's wrong with me? And they build validation based on if she's trying to have sex with him. And women do this too. If you don't understand what real interest from a securely attached person looks like, someone who's not rushing into the relationship for validation, if you don't know what that looks like, you think they are uninterested or bored or boring. And you must recalibrate what actual romantic interest looks like before you can really pursue a healthy relationship.
See, I agree that you should never be looking at a woman being sexual towards you as validation of you seeing yourself as worthy, as valuable and all that other stuff. But I will say that if I'm in a situation, right, and a woman is not doing what I say, because this is the thing, a lot of y'all think, and shout out to K-Zag, I remember K-Zag said this a long time ago. You feel what I'm saying? He said it's a long time ago where it's not about sex, it's about cooperation. You feel what I'm saying? He said dudes who are educated in psychology or psychiatry are the worst. Especially when they don't have any type of experience or knowledge of exactly. It's like, bro, these guys, I'm telling you, when it comes to the game, they just all over the place. But the thing I was going to say was that, see, it's not about the sex, it's about cooperation. So if I tell a woman, hey, listen, let's say we go out on a date and I say, listen, next time I see you, you're going to come over my place. I'm going to get you naked, and we're going to do some nasty things, right? Now, all I need for her to do is cooperate with that, right? So even though the thing that I'm talking about is sex, what I'm really looking for is she going to follow the instructions? When I say, hey, come to my place, is she going to come to my place? You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, is she going to do the thing? I could have said anything else. I could have said, listen, you need to make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I better see some peanut butter and jelly between some fucking bread. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm looking for the compliance, the cooperation. So if there's no cooperation, then that's a wrap. So meaning, if I let a woman know, hey, listen, come through to my crib Friday evening, right? And we gonna hook up and get it into whatever. And she's not responding to that, or she's not trying to make that happen, oh, we're done. We're done. There's no, oh, can we do something else? Or, hey, I'm not that type of girl. Can we take it slow? Yeah, well, listen, you can take it as slow as you want, but not with me. You go over there and take it slow with them other niggas. But let's continue.
Relationship.
They try to rush to sex.
Rushing to sex is just going to muddy the waters. Number one, it's going to flood you with feelings and her with feelings that are not actually what's happening.
Feelings? What? Did he just say feelings? It's going to flood you and her with feelings if we fuck? Really? See, this is what happens when people don't understand casual sex. You can have sex, right? And just have sex. See, let me tell you guys something. A lot of times when people get these feelings when they have sex, it's not because the sex is making them have feelings. It's because of how they feel about the person or the situation when it comes to sex. You see what I'm saying? See, because check this out. If it was just about sex, why is it that when a woman has bad sex with a guy, she doesn't want to call him again? Why is it that when the dick is trash, she wants to keep it moving? Where's the feelings at when the dick is trash? If it's just about sex? No, it's because when she had sex with that guy, she liked that guy she was having sex with, and she enjoyed the sex. So now she attaches the feelings to the sex. Same thing with dudes. A lot of these dudes try to act like, oh, well, I could be fucking all these girls. No, it's that you start to like this woman, you have sex with her, and now you're emotionally attached because you like that woman. You understand what I'm saying? This is crazy. Talking about, oh, you're going to get attached to this. What? Let's continue.
It's going to convince you that you love each other even when you don't. You don't even know each other yet.
Wait, sex is going to convince us that we love each other? Really? So if you go outside and you meet a woman right now at a bar and you take her home and have sex with her tonight, y'all are going to be convinced that y'all love each other because y'all fucked? Are we serious? Are we serious though? Are we serious? It's just like this, like shit like this. I swear to God, it's just like, I can't believe that niggas wasted money in school to learn what he's saying. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we? Oh my God. So you trying to tell me you stick your penis in a woman's vagina for 7 minutes and then you go home or she goes home. Now you guys are in love? This is crazy. He said there's an article titled Sex and Love Don't Belong in the Same Bed. There's a lot of men and women that need to read. That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm like, what are people talking about here? Man, listen, guys, be careful. Be careful when y'all having sex, because I don't want y'all falling in love with just random women, because this is going to be crazy for y'all. He said what's funny is he didn't learn that from school. He got a degree and convinced himself he knows more than all of us. That's what I'm saying. This is crazy. Oh my God. But let's continue.
And it's going to turn off any women that you actually would want to build a long-term relationship with.
It's going to turn. So wait, having sex with a woman is going to turn her off from a long-term relationship? Really? Really? That's crazy. I had no idea that having sex with a woman who probably wants a long-term relationship and she likes having sex with you, that's going to turn her off from wanting a long-term relationship. Interesting. So the woman already has in her mind she wants a long-term relationship. She has sex with this guy because she's horny and let's say she likes him and she's attracted to him. You understand what I'm saying? And you're trying to tell me that will turn her off from wanting to have a long-term relationship if she's having sex with this guy? So if that's the case, why are women crying about guys fucking them and never calling them again? Right? Well, shouldn't she be like, ugh, I had sex with this really attractive guy the other day, and I mean, it just turned me off. I'm never talking to him again. When, like, no, chicks be crying about the fact that motherfuckers ain't calling back. But let's continue.
I wonder, I really do, would be very interested to get some more data around attachment styles and psychological stability correlated with whether women have sex either on the first date or how many dates it would be. And this would need to be revealed rather than stated preferences, because there's a pretty big observer effect here to perhaps give a different answer to the one that actually happens. But I would be very interested. I'm pretty fascinated by the ability of modern culture, especially a very sex positive modern culture, to perhaps reprogram or deprogram some felt innate predispositions that women do have when it comes to how long they feel like they should wait. Because if you're around, unless you come from a particularly traditional, very strong values household, if you are a girl that is around a bunch of other girls and all of those girls have a lot of casual sex, regardless of your own personality disposition and your own values, it's going to be very difficult to not have that impact the way that you see relationships.
Oh, you said, Hotep, you said, why all these motherfuckers be wanting data all the time? You know why they want data? You know why they want data is because they don't actually have real world experience. That's why they want data. You understand what I'm saying? They always want. I need to see the statistics. Can we get some stats on that? What does the stats say? That's what niggas always want, because they haven't lived any like real life to see. Because check this out. I always tell you guys this. Do you know why the Real Game No Theory show runs so smooth? Because notice, we don't have meetings and shit talking about what we're going to talk about on the next show. We don't fucking huddle in a group and say, hey, I'm going to say this and you're going to say that. No, Steve makes the topic. We all jump on at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and then we go. But you know why it runs so smooth? It's because you watching a bunch of motherfuckers who got game. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that when you have game, right, and other niggas have game recognizes game. You understand? But when you don't have game, you need stats. Let's continue.
Well, especially if you look at it and she says, I have very little to offer. Here is a really awesome man. All the other women on earth are going to give him sex instantly. Why on earth would he stay with me? If I don't, I'm going to have to let him do whatever he wants so that I can try to keep him to be competitive in the marketplace of pulling in a good man. That's a lot of women. Women set the price of sex for each other.
And see, that's what women do when they actually find a motherfucking man. They not stupid. Everything he just said is what so think about this. He said the woman is like, oh man, this guy wants this. All these other women are going to do this. So if I'm not going to do this, he ain't going to just stick around for little old me. Duh. So when a woman is being uncooperative, when a woman is saying, oh, I'm not trying to do that and do that, how do you think she views you? She sees you as you're not that guy. Because if you were that guy, what would she do? She would cooperate because she's trying to get you. See, the issue is that, a lot of guys who don't have game, they're trying to get women. See, when you have game, a woman is supposed to try to get you. You understand? A woman is supposed to try to get you. But let's continue.
And a lot of women are racing toward the bottom.
They share the wrong type of stories, Mrs. Mann.
Goes right back to what we talked about, is share the stories about your family. Share the stories that illuminate your good friendships. Share the stories about your accomplishments without being a pompous asshole about it. Share the stories that show her what you're building, not just what you've accomplished in the past, but what you're building for the future. Share the stories about your business.
But listen, who cares though? Who cares? Okay. Again, I'm not saying what he's saying is a bad thing, because that's better than having nothing to say. So I give him that. If you're on a date, right, share some stories, cool. That's better than having nothing to say and not being able to keep a conversation going and all that other stuff. But what I'm saying is that you sharing your stories is not going to matter if you, the person who is sharing the story, isn't interesting. You understand? So the person sharing the story has to be an interesting, engaging, attractive person. You understand? Because if you're not, then that's not going to matter, because the story you say, right, isn't the thing that should be trying to let her know or for her to experience you being interesting. Because basically what you're saying is, well, share this story, and whatever is in the story is supposed to show her you're an interesting guy. But the main character of the story is right in front of her. So shouldn't you be the interesting thing and not trying to get your story to talk for you? But let's continue.
Tells her you have a business. Share the stories about your best friends. It tells her you have best friends. Share your stories about your best friends and how they are moral people. It tells her you spend time around moral people. Tell her stories about your mother or your sister or your family. It tells her that you value those people.
And what is this going to matter when she's talking to you and she's like, this nigga's boring as hell? Well, you know, me and my sister, we actually took a journey through Sri Lanka. We were backpacking, and we had this session where we were meditating with some monks. It was very, 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 very soothing to the soul. I just think that, being out there in the wild, in the wilderness, to touch nature, it just makes you feel very invigorating. It just gives you that feeling of oneness with the earth and Mother Nature. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it just gives you that feeling of oneness. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, because I'm an interesting guy, anything out my mouth is interesting. Exactly. You say she might say, wow, this guy's a family man, he'll make a good stepdad. That's what they're working for anyway. Oh man, I'm telling guys, this is why you gotta have game. This is crazy, but let's continue.
You will continue to be around them, and it tells her what you do when you're in relationships. Tell her those stories rather than stories that make her think that you are a complete stud in the bedroom and you have $1 million in the bank. That's not what a stable woman's looking for.
Final one, they don't mention commitment at all.
Women are petrified to mention commitment. Men are petrified to mention commitment. Most people want it. Everyone's afraid to talk about it because they think they will be the psycho in the room. What I tell people is through my 3-date method, you should be dating through the first 3 dates so that you can talk about becoming an exclusive couple by the 3rd date.
Seriously? Do you see what I'm saying? This motherfucker said, he said, hold on, I will rewind it. He said by the 3rd date, you should be talking about being exclusive. Let's rewind that just a little bit, because what? By the 3rd date. Let's continue.
Final one,
let's
they don't mention commitment at all.
Let's bring it back.
Women are petrified to mention commitment. Men are petrified to mention commitment. Most people want it. everyone's afraid to talk about it because they think they will be the psycho in the room. What I tell people is through my 3-date method, you should be dating through the first 3 dates so that you can talk about becoming an exclusive couple by the 3rd date. And this is the system that actually works for people who are moving through with good, secure attachment. 3 dates is all you really need to build an at least exclusive relationship. I'm not talking get married yet, but to know that the other person is the right person for you, 3 dates, and then you begin really testing for deeper commitment.
I know it's crazy. He's dead serious too. See, let me, there's a lot to unpack. He was talking about commitment, and then by the 3rd date, talking about being exclusive. Nah, bro. First, let's hop in the be exclusive after 3 dates. Because listen, I tell y'all motherfuckers, you need to vet a woman for at least 12 to 18 months before she even becomes your girlfriend. See, this is the thing. A woman being your girlfriend is a position. You understand? It is a job, just like you being a boyfriend is a job. There's responsibilities when you're someone's boyfriend or girlfriend. Now, how do you know the woman can be that for you in 3 days when she can't even know who you are in 3 days? See, in order for her to be a good girlfriend to you, she has to know what it means to be a good girlfriend for you. How can she know what it means to be a good girlfriend for you in 3 days? There's a lot for her to learn about you and how you want things to go and how you need things to be, and she can't do that in 3 dates. You understand? You don't even know if she is qualified to be able to handle what it would mean to be in a relationship with you after 3 dates. You understand? He said this dude be having a woman listed as his emergency contact after a month. Exactly. Again, this is what I said at the beginning. These are the guys who kind of have that beta male relationship. The yes, dear, happy wife, happy life. I'll sleep on the couch, dear. I'm so sorry. I apologize for making you upset. He's the type of guy where if he's your friend and you call him and say, hey, bro, me and the fellas, we're going to go out this weekend, come through. He's going to be like, well, I got to ask the missus for permission first. You understand? He's one of those guys. That's what it sounds like. Now, see, what happens is that 3 dates is not long enough. Like, for example, let's say you like not only a woman who cooks, but let's say you like a woman to cook certain things a certain way, right? So you guys been on 3 dates. Let's say the first date I went and got ice cream. Second date I went to a show. Third date I went to dinner, right? At what point did she demonstrate that she can cook? Not only cook in general, but the type of shit you like to eat. At what point? You understand? How much time has passed to show that she's the type of woman who listens to you and who follows your lead? 3 dates is not enough. You understand? Now, also want to talk about the part where he said talking about commitment. So he's like, and I've heard lots of people say this, and this is a bunch of bullshit, right? They'll say, when you're on a date, you should talk about hey, if you want a serious relationship, you should just say that out loud and talk about that on the first date or whatever. Oh, well, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a serious relationship. Listen, let me tell you guys something. What you're looking for, whether it's you or a woman, whatever the woman's looking for, whatever you're looking for, right? Whatever you are looking for is nobody else's business. What do I mean by that? What I mean is what you're looking for is your responsibility to get it. So announcing what you're looking for to somebody else, what you're trying to say is, I am hoping that you will give me what I'm looking for. And the person you're on a date with, it is not their responsibility to give you what you're looking for. Because what you're looking for is your responsibility. And guess what? What you're looking for, right, will happen naturally as you engage and interact in the situation. So let's say a woman in her mind, she's looking for a long-term relationship. What needs to happen for her to get that long-term relationship? She has to find a guy who she is compatible with sexually and non-sexually. So what happens is that takes time. So her going on the date with you, telling you she's looking for a long-term relationship is irrelevant because you may not even be that guy. Y'all don't even know if y'all are really compatible yet. So what the fuck does it matter that she's telling you what she's looking for? Right? Okay, and also this. What happens is when a person tells another person what they're looking for, the other person, right, may assume that person wants that with them. So check this out. Think about this, right? And also what it does is that makes the other person act differently. Let's say there's a guy on a date with a girl, right? Random guy with a random girl on a date. They're getting coffee. And let's say this girl says, hey, let's say the guy asks her what she's looking for, or she just volunteers and tells him what she's looking for. Let's say that girl tells the guy, right? They just been talking, having a regular platonic conversation. He's being a gentleman the whole time. They're having a very nice platonic, hey, so where are you from? What do you like to do? They're having a very nice platonic conversation. And then she says, I've been horny for the past month and I'm looking for a guy with a big fat dick to fuck the shit out of me. And she says this to the guy who she's on a coffee date with. She says, I'm looking for a guy with a big fat dick to fuck the shit out of me. Let's just say she says that. Now, when she says that, the guy she's on the date with will assume that she wants that with him. You understand? So now, if he wants to fuck her, he's like, oh shit, she's telling me she wants to have sex with me. Oh my God. So now he goes from just being this gentleman to now he might start flirting with her a little more, touching her a little more and all this other stuff. Now, this is the key part, the funny part. Just because she said that's what she's looking for doesn't necessarily mean she's looking for that with that guy, but he's going to interpret it because she's telling him. You understand what I'm saying? So she may want that, but may not want that with him. Or at first she may want it with him, but then at the end of the coffee when they start talking, she realizes, you know what? I don't really want to fuck this guy anymore. But she's already put it out that this is what she wants. So now he's acting a certain way to get that thing. You understand? See, her wanting dick is her prerogative. So she should go get the dick if she wants to get the dick. But her telling the guy this is what she wants, right? Doesn't really matter because what happens is that A, she may not want that with him, or B, he may not want that with her. You understand what I'm saying? So what the fuck is the point? What is the point? Okay, so I go on a date with a girl. The girl's like, hey, I'm looking for a long-term relationship. And I'm not looking for a long-term relationship. So what people will say is, well, you guys shouldn't even fuck with each other. Right? Now, the ironic part is that she will most likely not fuck with me because I'm not looking for a long-term relationship. But if she would have just understood what she wanted, kept dating, right? Then let's say as time went on, I'm like, you know what? Shit. I like this girl. I might want to keep seeing her. So even though I'm saying I don't want a long-term relationship and she's saying she wants a long-term relationship, the entire thing changed based on it naturally going the way it was going to go. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, what people think they're doing is by announcing what they want, they think that they're getting closer to what they want. But that's not actually what's happening. Because let's say, for example, because a lot of people are like, well, I want a long-term relationship. I'm looking for something serious. Okay, cool. You're looking for something serious. Something serious has to happen naturally. You understand? So there are things that have to occur for it to happen naturally anyway. So you saying that's what you're looking for doesn't matter, because me and you have to be compatible for that thing that you're looking for to happen anyway. You understand what I'm saying? So even if you said, hey, I'm looking for long-term relationship, serious relationship, and I said, oh my God, I'm looking for a long-term serious relationship, that don't mean shit. We can get together and we could be not compatible at all. So what difference did it make that we were both looking for a long-term relationship when we're not compatible? Huh? What the fuck difference does it make? But see, this is how people think. You understand what I'm saying? It don't matter. You actually have to interact with people to see if y'all are compatible. You understand? So if you're looking for a long-term relationship, what a person needs to do is they need to have enough game to be able to cultivate situations that can yield them long-term relationship situations. So what that means is that woman who wants a long-term relationship, does she know how to be likable? Does she know how to be engaging? Does she know how to be consistent enough to be the type of woman a guy would want to be with long-term? Just because you say it don't mean you're going to get it. Just because you announce it don't mean that you're, because look, what you guys don't understand is that a lot of shit that could have naturally progressed, right, didn't, because what happens is that people are like, oh my God, well, you know, I need it to happen this way and that way, right? But they're not actually being practical in the situation. See, when I talk about the vetting process, right, I'm talking about being practical. The vetting process is all about being practical. It's like, let's see if we're actually compatible before we take the next step, right? We could actually be compatible, but let's take the time to see, to make sure, because we might not. See, the vetting process is not about seeing if you're compatible with the woman, really. It's actually about seeing if you're not compatible, because if you're compatible, it's going to work. But if you're not compatible, it's not. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for, are we not going to work so we don't waste each other's time? Because if we are going to work, it's going to work. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing people got to understand. But let's continue. We're almost done with this shit.
But do you think that it's more difficult in the modern world for men or women to talk about commitment early on?
I think that both are equally terrified of it, and I think that women are utterly afraid of it because they think they are never allowed to speak about it. I have women who come into my live events on TikTok, for example, and they say, Adam, it's been 8 years. Do you think he's ever going to think about marrying me? And I say, have you ever asked him? Well, anytime I've kind of brought up the idea, he's broken up with me for about 6 weeks and then gets back together with me and has slept with 3 other women. So I've learned never to even mention commitment. Okay. Most women will wait around for 8 years on the idea of maybe getting married someday. So I would say that society definitely is harder on women who want commitment. But if women were more open about what they wanted, they would filter out the men who don't want it, and they would attract the men who absolutely do want it.
Man. Being open about wanting the commitment doesn't make you get the commitment. You get the commitment when you are the type of person who is worthy of the commitment. If you're the type of person the person sees value in order to get that commitment. Just because you say you want, that's like, okay. So that's like guys thinking that, you know, just because they want sex, that they're going to get sex. Fuck getting a haircut, fuck brushing my teeth. You know, I don't dress well or whatever. I stink. You know, I don't really try, but I want sex. So I'm going to walk into this fucking event and just tell, you know, hey, I just want sex, guys. Like, I'm just announcing that I want sex. Oh yeah, let's just go on a date. I go up to the date. I show up late. I'm not interesting at all. I'm kind of awkward. I'm kind of, you know, weird and shit. You understand? I'm nervous. I'm fidgety. I'm sweating. But hey, miss, you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for sex. So I'm announcing it. I'm letting you know that I want sex. So shouldn't I just get it because I'm saying I want it? Or, and this is kind of crazy. Or how about you be a sexually attractive guy and then maybe you have sex? How about you be a person who is pleasant to be around on a consistent basis? Then maybe you'll have a long-term relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Like, why is this got to be so complicated? You see what I'm saying? Why does this got to be so complicated? But shout out to Adam Lane Smith for, you know, giving us some good content. But guys, this is what I'm saying, that it is important to learn game. It is important to understand the game. Because if you don't learn game, I'm telling you, you guys are going to be in these situations, these happy wife, happy life situations. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to be in these situations where, you know, you're trying to fucking wife up a chick after a third date. You don't know nothing about, you don't know the things that you need to know to see if this chick is worth the situation. This is why you have so many guys out there who basically their women are running the show. You understand? They're complaining about the fact that they're in the doghouse. Oh man, I'm in the doghouse. My wife, you know, she's pretty upset with me, you know, because this and that. And it's like, nigga, really? Dude just arguing with a woman and shit. Gotta go to couples counseling and all that fuck shit. And that's because these guys are not men. They don't have a program. They don't have a structure. They don't know how to find women to follow their lead. And this is what happens. And unfortunately, see, the thing is this, what he's saying and what he's talking about is a lot of what most guys adhere to. Unfortunately, this is, see, it's funny because, you know, I've seen other videos where, and he even talking about this in this video with the red pill. See, it's ironic because he's talking about the red pill, but his advice is usually the thing that leads guys to the red pill. You understand what I'm saying? Because they get fucked over by not having game. But let's go to 361.
Sending the money right now.
36361. Who's this?
This is Christian from Texas. Big fan of yours. Just sent the 5 right now.
That's what's up. Appreciate the donation. All right. So what's going on? What's poppin' with you, man?
So today my question is about compliments and validating.
Uh-huh.
I'm basically trying to like I saw your analogy the other day about the dealership and you know, showing your hand and showing your intentions and just you know, validate, saying that it's okay to validate because of who you are to them. So I just wanted like to basically just clarify, like so you're saying it's okay to validate? Like, is that a good thing?
No, what I'm saying is that you're not. It's not about you needing to validate her or anything. What I'm saying is that you compliment because that's how you truly feel. You understand? So basically, what it's
authentic,
right? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. That's how I'm feeling. That's the interaction that I'm having. So for example, if I'm talking to a woman, or if I see a woman. And let's say I think she's hot, right?
Yeah.
And I come over and I say, yo, what's up? My name is Locario. Listen, I came over here because I thought you was hot as fuck. What's your name? Right? And so what I'm saying, and so what I'm doing is I'm complimenting her. But what happens is that if I am a guy she's attracted to, right? What happens is she takes the compliment and she is feeling good that a guy she's attracted to is complimenting her. See, the issue is that most guys, what happens is that they're trying to find ways to not get rejected. So they're like, well, you know, I notice when I compliment a woman, she rejects me. And then, you know, these women are going to see me like I'm being thirsty and then blah, blah, blah. So what happens is you're worried about being rejected. You see what I'm saying?
But their game is just weak, right? It's who they are. She doesn't like.
Yeah, she just don't like them. So even so, I could compliment a woman and she could still reject me, but I'm not complimenting her to get her. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm complimenting her because that's how I want to talk. You see what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is that the women who are interested in talking to me and who are attracted to me are going to like the compliment anyway because it's coming from me. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is the moves that you're making shouldn't be moves that you're making to try to get a woman to like you or try to get a woman to be attracted to you. What I'm saying is you are already attractive So all you need to do is find the women who are attracted to you. Right. So the thing is that I could have went up to the girl and I could have said, HIJKLMNOP. It don't even matter. I could say whatever the fuck. Well, the fact is that I'm talking to her. And now because she's attracted to me, she's interested in talking to me. What happens is that she is engaged because she wants to interact with me. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So it's on authenticity. It's how you really feel. It's not manipulation. It's just
right. Because the words. See, this is the thing you gotta understand. The words aren't really the thing, because you can say this the same exact thing that somebody else says word for word. It's the actual person that's saying the words. It's the person behind the words. It's the feeling behind the words. It's the intent behind the word. You see what I'm saying? So it's about that, because remember, the words that I'm saying are coming from me, who is the person saying those words to her. So if a woman is attracted to me, right, whatever I'm saying, she's paying attention because I'm saying it. You see what I'm saying? So another person could say the same thing, but because she's not attracted to them or she don't give a shit about them, she don't care what they saying.
Yeah, just like your mom could call you handsome or your grandma, but like if a bad bitch calls you handsome, you're like, oh shit, like you feel a type of way, right?
Yeah, because it's a different person. That's what I'm saying. It's the person who's saying it. Exactly. So a lot of times what the problem is, because guys are looking to get the girl, they're saying what's the best course of action to get her. So what most of the time you guys hear with like PUAs and all other stuff, they say, well, don't compliment her because then she already knows she's cute. She already knows she's pretty, right? So
everyone says that. That's what I've been taught before I met you.
Right. So the thing is this:
dating coaches, they all be like, "Don't validate, don't like." That's all you
but the thing is this: they're not necessarily wrong, but the problem is that the reason why they'll say that to you guys is because you guys are in situations where y'all don't believe in yourself anyway. So the thing is that if you're complimenting a woman, you're usually complimenting her from the standpoint of neediness. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, right. It's been the default now, right?
Right. So you're doing it out of neediness. So you say, oh, if I tell her this, maybe she'll like me. That's neediness. But the thing is, the other thing is when they're telling you to not compliment her because she knows she's pretty and it's going to make you look like you're sweating her or whatever, that's still a form of neediness, because now you're pretending to be something to try to get her. So what I'm saying is that if you're worried about the outcome, or you're doing it specifically to try to get her, right? Either way, you're fucking up, because what happens is that now you're doing the thing just because you're trying to get that specific outcome. Because this is what confuses guys, because they're like, but look, Cario.
But it's really how you feel though. Like even a guy with no game, like, doesn't he still feel like she's hot, even though he's coming from a place of neediness?
Right, but the thing is that the issue is that he's still worried about getting her. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So what I'm saying,
he's worried about, he's outcome dependent.
Right. So what I'm saying is this: is that if because the guy is gonna say, but Lucario, but I do want to get her. I'm attracted. I want to have sex with her, so forth and so on. So what do you mean that you're trying to get her? What I'm saying is this: is that you care about getting her because you care about not getting her. So what I'm saying is that caring, that feeling of, damn, I want it to happen so bad, and if it doesn't happen, I'm upset. That is the issue within itself. So what happens is you have to get out of that mindset, right, of thinking that way. So when you have game, you go from that mindset to say, hey, listen, I'm not trying to get her, right? I'm in a situation where I'm giving a woman an opportunity to get me. And the way she gets me is I need to see if I like her. Just because I go up to her and say she's hot, that don't mean I actually like her. I just think she's hot. You see what I'm saying? I don't mean I actually like the person she is. Right.
Can she get you?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that I'm trying to be with her and be her man and take her out. No, I'm just like, yo, you kind of hot. What's up? So, but what happens is that in order for her to get the experience, right? What happens is that she has to follow what I'm saying. So even if I approach a woman, she still has to respond to my approach. Meaning, in 99.999% of the cases, let's say a girl is in the same building as me or same room or whatever, right? What happens is that 9 times out of 10, probably 10 times out of 10, me and her are never going to talk unless I make it happen. You see what I'm saying?
It's always been like that for me.
Right.
Too.
So let's say she caught a glimpse of me, and for whatever reason she liked the way I looked, and she was like, "Oh, that guy's kind of cute," or whatever. Oh, you know, it'd be cool if he talked to me. She ain't gonna come up and talk to me. So in order for her to get the experience, I gotta talk to her.
You're the man.
Right. So I gotta talk to her. That's what I'm saying.
Initiate.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that if I gotta talk to her to get the situation going, right? Then what happens is that I'm not worried about getting her. You understand what I'm saying? All I'm seeing is do I want to continue this situation? Because I could go up to a girl, talk to her, and then just be like, all right, peace out, you have a good day. I don't tell her to take my number. I don't take none of that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, so you're going to test the waters, like you're going to see like if you like what's going on to proceed.
Say that again?
I said you're going to test the waters. You're going to like get a feel for her and see like, do I keep this up? Do I keep pursuing or like do I keep trying to talk to her?
Exactly. Because right. Because just because I'm going, this is why I said, because even for you guys out there who think it's all about looks. See, a lot of you guys, when y'all think that, right, when y'all think, oh, well, all I got to do is look good. That's what happens when a woman is like, she'll check you out. And then let's say you go to talk to her. And then she's like, nah, I'm not really feeling them like that. And that's because you thought it was just about looks. So it's the same thing. If I see a girl and I come up to her and I'm talking to her because I think she's hot, that don't mean that by the end of the conversation, I'm giving her my information. That don't mean that I'm actually, and if I do give her my information, that don't mean that I'm going to have a long-term relationship with this woman. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, where it's like, like all these other extra things that you guys are worrying about, y'all make this a bigger thing than it needs to be. That's why I teach you guys, right? This is what I'm saying. I teach you guys to be the attractive guy. Because if you are the attractive guy, then what you say is attractive. What you do is attractive.
Because you see what I'm saying? Rooted in your overall like demeanor and swag and all that shit is like you're attractive now, because that's what you're trying to get to the root of the problem.
Right. Because this is the thing. If you go up to a girl and the guys are telling you, yo, don't compliment her, bro, because you know, she's gonna think you're lame and you gotta not validate her. What they're basically saying is, hey, pretend you're not unattractive so that she can probably think you're attractive. That's what they're saying. You see what I mean? Doesn't make any sense.
Make sense.
Right, because she's gonna find out you're unattractive at some point anyway. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you're not really an attractive guy.
Just because they want you to like this, they want you to pretend you're someone you're not.
Exactly. That's basically what it is. So what you're doing is you're essentially simping. They're saying, don't tell that hot girl she's hot, because if you say she's hot, right, that she's going to hear the same thing the 10 other guys said. But the reason why they're telling you not to tell her that is because you are like the 10 other guys. Right. So what they would need to say is, listen, it's not about you saying she's hot. It's about you are being just like every other guy, every other unattractive guy.
Just like them.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And the thing is, like, I witness it in real time. I go to college, and on the campus, I observe the dynamics of how everything operates. And there's good looking guys who come to me and ask me like how do you get shit popping, and like what do I need to do, and I'm just, the more I explore this field, the more I know that looks mean less and less, and like it's crazy that how important game is, and there's
and the thing is looks out there that looks can be your bait, but it's not going to be a thing that's going to give you staying power. Exactly. You feel what I'm saying? But yo, man, I appreciate the call, my brother.
For sure.
I'm gonna let you later, man. Appreciate it.
You have a good one, bro.
Yes, sir. All right, so guys, you can call in. We got probably another 15 minutes left. If you want to call in, if you have a question, put a Q in the chat, and we'll get to your questions. So let me see what these questions are saying. Said, I heard that you only focus on finding women with high interest, but could you give some game or behaviors for the ones in the middle? Well, yeah, the ones in the middle, you got to fucking simp. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. So if you're dealing with a woman who has medium interest or low interest, you have to simp and chase her. That's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You said, like, for example, just doing some indirect stuff mixed with direct stuff. Most women are already guarded, whether he's a lame or got game. I just disagree with being straight line to smashing. Well, you don't got to go straight to smashing, but what I'm saying is that you're thinking, oh, well, if I just tiptoe around the situation, this will make it better. Bro, if she's not into you like that, right, that's not going to make anything better. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to tell you guys to understand. Like you guys got to understand this. You can do whatever you want. You can deal with a woman who has medium interest in you. You can take her on 3-4 dates. You can court her. You can do all those things, right? Just don't complain when she's being wishy-washy with you. Don't complain when she's giving you the runaround. Don't complain when she's being fickle, right? Don't complain when, you want to have sex and she ain't trying to have sex with you. That's all I'm saying. Don't complain because you chose to deal with a woman who's not really into you like that. You understand what I'm saying? It says, if I set a meetup with to met a woman today at 8 p.m. at a hotel, if she's texting me throughout the day, trying to some of y'all, oh my God, trying to start conversation, should I just reply or hit her up at 7:30? Bro, just you said you set the joint up for 8 o'clock today. Just say, hey, I'll see you at 8. Like, that's it. What are you talking about? That's it. Be like, hey, I'm busy doing this shit. I'll see you at 8 o'clock. You said, maybe I'm lost, but I thought having game was being able to close more women or clients opposed to finding high interest. There would be no teaching if all women had high interest. Nathan, how many times have we said that the game is not about women? You understand what I'm saying? How many times have we said the game is not about women? So what are you talking about trying to close more women? The game is about you. So think about this. So if you are wasting time trying to convince a woman to be interested in you, what does that say about how you see yourself? Think about that. If you're sitting there trying to convince a woman to go on a date with you, to talk to you, to make something happen, what does that say about how you view yourself? Because remember, the women you're dealing with is a reflection of you, which is why I tell you to only fuck with women who have high interest. Nigga, if I'm like, if I say I'm the shit, if I say that I'm that guy, if I love myself, if I'm confident in who I am, why the fuck would I deal with a woman who's telling me no? Why would I deal with a woman who's not doing what I say? Why would I deal with a woman who I have to chase? Not doing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? It says, I'm in a relationship with a woman I know for a year. She wants to break up from her fiance and be with me. Is this a red flag? You need to call up, man. I would need some questions. I gotta ask you some questions. I ain't gonna answer that. Would you agree that women can be in sexless marriages since they don't like sex that much compared to men? No, they love sex. See, when a woman is in a sexless marriage, right? What's happening is that she is in a lot of situations fucking some other guys. And two, what happens is that she's in these situations because the marriage is giving her security, right? So she has a guy who's her husband, who's going to be there for her, help her with the kids, help her with money and shit like that. But trust, if she's not fucking her husband, she's fucking somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? She's fucking somebody else. Don't think these women are out there just sitting there chilling. Now, the only exception is if the woman has a low sex drive. That's the only exception. So why do you think women get turned off if you bring up sex, but still try to show they want sex through their vibe and charisma? They're not turned off. they're just using you for attention, which is why it seems like they're still trying to, act like they want it. That just means you're dealing with an attention whore. So do you think it's weak game for a guy to know how to take a uninterested woman and make her worship him if he's able to do it with high, middle, low interest women? Would you say his game is deep? Well, if a woman is not interested, that means she has no interest. You understand what I'm saying? So that's one thing. So if there's no interest, then she has no interest. You can't raise a woman's interest if she has no interest. Right now, if it's a situation where a woman has high interest, you don't need to raise it because it's already high. You just have to maintain it. If it's medium or low interest, what happens is that a woman's interest could raise over time, right? But what happens is that the fact that you had to do that in the first place, right, is a situation where you're dealing with a woman, right, who's over time started to like you more and more. But because that had to happen, there's still part of her that understands that she settled for you. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, I see a lot of guys who are married, who are in long-term relationships, who have wives, right? Most husbands are not the wife's first choice. You understand what I'm saying? Not the first choice. Most husbands are guys the woman settled for. And most women understand that in order for them to get a husband, 9 times out of 10, they have to settle. Because most women don't have enough game to be able to entice the guy they really want. Because the guy they really want is usually the most highly sexually attractive guy. And the guy who's the most highly sexually attractive guy, usually those women have to share those guys. And because there are women who don't want to share that guy, they have to go to the guy that they don't have to share, which is the guy they're settling for. You understand what I'm saying? So most dudes don't want to have to come to terms with the fact that the women that they're in a long-term relationship with is a woman that basically settled for them. This is why you see a lot of times where guys are married and they say shit like, man, yo, my wife tripping, bro. Yeah, she be acting funny style right now. You know, we got into this argument and I was in the doghouse. I had to sleep on the couch. That's a chick who settled. Because she don't respect you. She's like, I had this fucking loser ass nigga I'm married to. I wish I could have married that other guy that I used to like, that was fucking the shit out of me, who I was sexually attracted to. I wish I had that guy. But because she don't got that guy, she settles with you. I suggest all y'all motherfuckers watch the show Sex Life on Netflix. Please watch that show, Sex Life. The first season. The second season's garbage. The first season of Sex Life will show you everything that I'm talking about. They told the truth on that shit. I was like, God, they really letting this type of information out like this? I was like, these motherfuckers is wild. Watch Sex Life on Netflix. You understand what I'm saying? So why are these guys promoting to others to talk about everything and anything but what you planned for her? Exactly. You know, these niggas are simps. So I'm confused. You say a man with no game is trying to get women, but a man with game, a woman is trying to get with you, but you say men supposed to go out and holler at all these women. That's a man with no game. Oh, I said this before. A man pursues, a woman chases. A man pursues, a woman chases. So you have to go and pursue the woman because you have to take action to make the situation happen in the first place. Once you make the situation happen, what happens is that you have to decide whether or not it's going to continue longer term, because the woman is the one who generally is going to want that. So she has to show that she's worth you making it longer term. You understand what I'm saying? So you're looking at surface level of, oh, you're going to approach a girl and talk to her, right? So you're going to get the woman. No, the woman doesn't have me because I approach her. You understand what I'm saying? This is what you guys don't get. A woman, this is how women fool y'all. Women fool y'all into thinking that they have options. Women don't got options like that. Women have options for dick. You understand? Women can get fucked all day. Women have options for penis. Women want men to love them. Women want a guy who gives a shit. Women don't have options of guys who give a shit. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why the woman has to get the man. She has to get the man to give a shit. Does that make sense? See, you think just approaching a girl and say that's nothing. That's just kickstarting the interaction to give her an opportunity to get the man. You understand? Let me tell you guys a secret that women will never tell you. Do you know that some women will reject you because they feel that you're going to not call them after you fuck them? So they're like, oh, I would fuck this guy, but you know, he seemed like the type of guy that's not gonna call me, and I'm tired of just getting fucked and dumped, so I'm gonna just hold off on that right now. Now, a lot of times if her desire is really, really strong, she can't help but she'll fuck you anyway and she don't give a shit. But what happens is sometimes women will want to stop the situation. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're like, shit, I'm tired of just getting fucked. And so what happens is that when women can, see, check this out. See, when a woman can easily wait, that's a bad sign. It's a bad sign. Because if you're dealing with a woman and you're interested in having sex with her, but it's really easy for her to wait, what is that saying? That's saying that she's not that sexually attracted to you. Because when a woman is sexually attracted to you, it's hard for her to wait. You understand? So he said, I halfway agree. Women like high interest compliment from guys, but these high attractive women hear it all the time, and guys wanting to trick or smash, I say it's best to give it sparingly later. You guys, I swear, man, it's, you know, it's funny. It's like, you know what you sound like? You sound like, it's like if I'm a math whiz, I'm a math teacher. I've been studying math for years. And Nathan, what you're saying is, you know, well, sometimes 2 + 2 is 3 because, you know, on Sunday afternoons, if you actually add 2 and 2, sometimes you get 3. Nigga, what? No, it's not. That's not how it goes, buddy. See, a woman could hear, oh, you're hot, you're hot, you're hot, you're hot, you're hot, you're hot, 10 million times from 10 million different niggas. Then Chris Brown come to her and say, yo, you're hot. She's gonna be like, oh my God. She's not gonna be like, nigga, Chris Brown, I heard I was hot 10 times today. What else you got, nigga? Fuck out of here. You think she's gonna say that to Chris Brown? You think she's gonna say, you think Drake tell a chick she hot after she heard she hot 100 times, and she gonna be like, nigga, Drake, fuck out of here. I heard I'm hot 1,000,000 times. I don't give a shit that you say. And you think she's gonna say that to Drake? But Lucario, that's Drake, that's Chris Brown. Exactly. Because they see those guys as guys that they see as valuable. So a chick should see you as valuable as she see Chris Brown and Drake. See, y'all motherfuckers got to start approaching women. And let me tell you, see, guys who approach women are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes when you approach women, right, a woman gives you a look of, and it's a mixture of desire and shyness. And you guys who approach women know what the fuck I'm talking about. When you get that look of shyness and desire, it's a fucking wrap. It's a fucking wrap. You see what I'm saying? Y'all don't know this because y'all not really out here dealing with women. Shit is crazy, man. No, I'm not talking about no choosing signals. I'm not talking about no choosing signals. What was he at? Hold on. You said, look, Kari, but I thought you said to tell stories that makes us look good, but you still have to be the guy who's interesting telling the story. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can tell a story, right? But the fact that you're boring doesn't matter how cool the story is. Because you're trying to tell a story to make you look good, but you telling the story within itself doesn't even make you look good. So what the fuck difference does it make what story you're saying? So what I'm saying is that it all has to connect. See, if I'm talking about how rich, I got mad money, bro. I got paper like crazy. And I say, but yo, bro, let me borrow $5 real quick. That don't match. How I'm telling you I got all this money, but I'm asking you to borrow $5. How am I telling you these amazing stories about how cool I am, but I sound boring telling you the story, which means how am I this cool guy being boring telling you the story? You see what I'm saying? Because I'm saying, hey, look how cool my story is while I tell it to you very boring and uninteresting. Let me show you how cool of a guy I am in the story, but me telling you this story is me being boring. What? That don't make no sense. Lakari, can you get into a relationship with someone you're not fully compatible and still make it work? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because even if you stay in the relationship, you're going to be miserable, which means it's not working. You're just staying there and being miserable. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that you being compatible doesn't mean that you guys think the same things are cool all the time and you 100% agree on everything. But what happens is there has to be a flow, energy, a vibe between you guys that it works out where it's beneficial for both parties. And you feel like you can be yourself around this person and they accept you for how you are and you accept them for how they are. You understand what I'm saying? Says, I got this new girl asked me a question about my night. I gave her an answer and asked her a question about her. She never responded, but texted me something else. The morning, should I charge her, give her directions? Tyler, figure out what you want and tell her what you want to do. That's it. So do you have a program on a Bad Boy membership that teaches how to transform from the nice guy mentality? Well, all of the programs on there, right, are going to show you things that get you outside of that mentality. So yeah, so go on there and check out the programs, fam. You said, I mean, the women that are not soaking wet from initial, what's wrong with having long-term game for the ones on the fence and game for the ones with high interest? Nobody's talking about a woman that has to be soaking wet. What I'm saying is she has to cooperate. She has to be listening to your instructions. She can't be giving you resistance. You understand what I'm saying? So I got a very high interest chick flying to Miami. She's from another country, but she's low on money for accommodation. If I pay her stay, pay her stay, it's gonna look like tricking in her eyes. What? Oh my God, what are you guys doing? What do you need to call up, man? Well, first of all, why do you give a shit about her accommodations? So you're basically tricking, because if you got a chick coming through, shouldn't you have set all that up? You tell her, hey, look, there's a hotel down the block. It's going to cost this much. You pay for that shit. You stay at the hotel. I'll come through, or you come see me, and that's that. What are you worried about her accommodations? You understand? If you're not paying, if you're not paying her way, why are you worried about her money? You understand? Tell that chick, yo, meet me in Miami and come through. So what are your thoughts on the manifestation? I agree. That's my thoughts on that. Says long-term gain for low interest or middle interest would simply be low communication, make her invest financially for dates, not stay long for dates, and not give dick until interest rises. What? See, Nathan, your language exposed you. Let me show you how ridiculous you sound. Nathan, just look at how ridiculous you sound. You said long-term gain for low interest or middle interest would simply be low communication, make her invest financially for the dates. Now, Nathan, let me ask a stupid question. If a woman has low interest in you, why the fuck would she pay for a date? Huh? If a woman has low interest in you, why would she invest financially and pay for a date? Do you guys understand what you're saying? That makes no sense. Women pay for what they see value in. If they have low interest in you, they don't see value in you. Therefore, they won't pay for shit. What are you talking about, Nathan? Come on, man. Y'all just be saying stuff. See, this is what the internet does. It just got y'all saying nonsense. What makes a woman pay is because she sees value in you, motherfucker. So if she doesn't see value in you, why would she pay? It doesn't make sense, Nathan. See, this shit is like math. 2 + 2 = 4. You understand? Her having low interest plus you expecting her to invest financially equals nonsense. Like, what do y'all, I swear, y'all crazy. Y'all are funny. What if you turn down sex from a woman to get more out of her? What do you mean? What are you trying to get out of the woman specifically? And why can't you also get more out of her and still have sex? Or you said, what if you turn down a woman for sex to try to get more out of her, like money and leveling up? Why can't you get money out of her and still have sex? Why does it have to be either or? You understand? Like, why do you have to turn down sex to get more out of her? Can't you have sex and get money out of her if that's the case, if that's what you want to do? Huh? I'm just saying, man. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, guys, we're about to wrap this shit up, man. You're about to wrap this up. But yeah, guys, I'm telling you, man, this is why I got to learn this game, man. Do not be out here wifing chicks up on the third date. Crazy. So I was listening to some Red Pill shit from Red Pill, FedEx Phyllis, and apparently you shouldn't see a chick twice a week. Do you share the same sentiments? I agree. What are you seeing her twice a week for? All right, let's get this last call and we're going to head up out of here. Let's go to 832. 832, what's popping? Who this?
Chilling. Jay from Houston. Oh, shit. Let me turn this off. Yeah, yes. Jay from Houston calling in, man. What's going on with it?
What's up? Are you on speaker?
I'm in my car.
Yeah, you got to speak like directly into that shit. That shit sound like you far away.
Oh, shit. Let me just turn it in to her. I just sent this money to you real quick. Yeah. All right, let me take it off that. All right, let me take it off. All right. All right, cool. You good now?
Yeah, that's way better. All right, so what's going on?
Chilling, man, chilling. I see people talking about the long-term game and shit like that, man. And I guess they trying to get the ass later and shit like that. You feel like guys that's playing them type of games or playing that type of strategy, you feel like it's just a whole lot of waste of time, or you feel like, hey, if that's how you want to do it, good luck. Like, what's your thoughts on that shit?
So you're saying guys that are like trying to not have sex?
Nah, like if you get a girl number, whatever, or whatever, however, and I'm busy tonight. I'm sorry, I can't make it Saturday. Like, okay, you didn't make no plans, but you're trying to see, like, hey, you free this weekend? She's like, oh, no, not this weekend, I work. And he's like, all right, cool. You kind of fall back, whatever. And then you come back at her again, like, hey, let's link up this Sunday for 7. You free? Oh, well, I'm babysitting. Like a woman playing, like, well, she's got all this time where she's just so busy. You feel like women that's kind of like creating all these bullshit ass answers, or maybe she is busy. You feel like the women like that, you feel like the long-term game is the, I guess put her to the shelf and keep finding women that's high interest, and then if she want to come back around, then you give her a shot, or you feel like just cut her off.
Yeah, well, the thing is that if all you need to do is tell a woman one time. So meaning if I meet the girl, I have to give her my number, or I get her number, whatever, and then I set something up. I say, hey, let's meet up Friday, and then she's like, oh, I can't because I got shit going on, and then I say, okay, cool. Well, listen, holler at me when you free. And that's it. And now I don't talk to her ever again. So what happens if she hit me up? Then if she hits me up, then I'll be like, all right, cool, we could make something happen. But if she says, oh, I'm busy, or oh, this came up or this happened, all right, well, cool, hit me up whenever you're free. I'm not gonna hit her up again and hit her up again and hit her up again and chase her. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So a lot of guys will do that, where they'll chase the chick. All you got to do is try to make something happen that one time. If she is not available to make those things happen, then you'd be like, all right, cool, well, listen, holler at me when you're free. Because one thing you could do is, like, let's say if you're talking to the girl for the first time on the phone or some shit, and you say, yo, let's meet up Friday. She's like, oh, I can't do it Friday, blah, 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 whatever. And you say, all right, cool, well, I'm free on Saturday. Can we do Saturday? Let's make Saturday happen. And then she's like, oh, but I don't know. All right, well, cool. Holler at me when you're free. And then you stop talking to her. You see what I'm saying? And that's it. That's what you got to do.
But let's say she come back, like, let's say she go ghost for a couple days, right? And then you just kind of doing your own thing. You kind of ghost her too. And then she come back the following weekend, like, hey, big head. And you're like, hey, what's up? She's like, oh, nothing, chilling. You're like, hey, so I'm guessing in that moment, do you try to, like, reestablish a date, or you don't even respond to her because she kind of like being on some just goofy
you say, when are you free?
Okay. And then if she played the whole, I'm out of town, I was just reaching out to you.
Then you charges the game. Then that's when you never talk to her again. See what I'm saying? That's right. That's when you talk. That's when you charge the game. Yeah, because remember, you told her to get at you when she's free. So why is she getting at you if she's not free? If she's getting at you when she's not free, that means she's not following instruction. If she's not following instruction, charge to the game. You see what I'm saying? Like this shit is so simple. It's so simple. The problem is a guy's thirstiness is the thing that makes it complicated. Do you see what I'm saying? That's all it is. Thirstiness always makes the game complicated. That's it.
Straight up, man. Hey, man, enjoy your Saturday, man. I just want to comment on that. I see the you talking about these questions, man. It was funny.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, bro. Appreciate the call, man. All right. So, guys, let me see. I think we answered all the questions. So we're about to wrap this shit up. So, guys, tune in tomorrow for the Real Game No Theory show, 12 noon. You feel me? Shit's gonna be fire. So make sure you guys tune in for that. You feel what I'm saying? What else? Also, guys, make sure that you get on the Masculine Identity membership, because you have basically a few hours left. You got like 5 hours left to get up on this Masculine Identity membership. So make sure you guys go to masculineidentitymembership.com. Make sure you guys do it. Just do it. To get on the $1 sale, you guys have a few more hours to jump on the $1 sale. Also, make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com. Do it! Just do it! where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. If you guys are not on the Bad Boy membership, you guys are tripping. You need to get up on that Bad Boy membership. You feel what I'm saying? Also, make sure you guys get tickets to the Game Kings screening. Click the link below and get your tickets to the Game Kings 2, The Definition of a Man documentary screening that's going to be held in Miami on October 26th, 2024. You'll be the first to watch the documentary, and then after the documentary, you'll be able to participate in a question and answer session with the Game Kings live. Space is limited, so click the link below and get your tickets now. Yeah. So make sure you get that. Yeah, the code for the Masculine Identity membership is summer. Make sure you guys jump on that ASAP. You got a few hours left. You feel me? It ends 11:59 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys, check that out. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. And I will holler at you guys later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.
I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't going to get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You got to understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you got to work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not going to be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like, I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And they only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know. That was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.